Hey guys, Trevor Holt here. I'm here with Sammy. Hey Sammy, thanks for joining us today.
Hey Trevor, how you going, mate? It's good to see you again.
Yeah, good. Yeah, I'm going good. Yeah, great to have you with us. We're not going to stuff around here. We're going to try and get to the point, keep it short and sweet. Before we get started, though, just a declaration that that we're recording this session, and we might upload it to YouTube or whatever. So standard stuff. So basically, we're here today, Sammy, to try and get some positive outcomes in society. So I'll just let you explain it and what we're trying to achieve and what we're trying to do, and we can go from there. So in your words, what are we up to?
Look, from my point of view, we've come together to create a project where we can fix or sort of work with people on everyday social aspects that are affecting people in the worst way, to try and help them in ways of life where we can create an action plan for all those problems that people are facing. So whether it be social media itself or the way the world is today, and fix some of those issues that people really aren't talking about, and help the everyday person that don't have anyone in their corner. But then further to that, not just providing advice or being here as a voice, because there's so many people that do that already, but actually creating an action plan and a way, creating that path for people to see a way out for anything that they're really struggling with. So we've actually come up with a question or two, haven't we? So that we can try and discover exactly what those pain points are for people.
Yeah, and all thanks to your marketing expertise or whatever, we got I.M.P.A.C.T project is the name of this project. Do you want to talk us through that acronym?
So I was just playing on words, really, and so I.M.P.A.C.T project, or now that we've got I.M.P.A.C.T project, I'll bring it up here so I don't mess my own words up. So I.M.P.A.C.T, breaking it down, imagine more positive action considered and taken, transforming society project.
Okay, that's cool. So yeah, so as you says, we had a bit of a poll, a bit of a question, and we've been asking around a bit. One of the questions that we pivoted around was what currently creates the most negative impact in people's lives, and that's what we're trying to address.
Correct.
And
yeah,
the poll, well, there's a lot of different responses, as you know, but we'll probably do a few of them. So we're just going to tackle one at a time. So a large number of the respondents said lack of income, cash flow, and I feel that relates to cost of living. I feel that's the same thing in essence. So I suppose one is to cut down on spending, and one is to earn more money. So I'm just thinking, at the moment, we can create a plan with merging them two together. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree. I think, cost of living is definitely a big thing on people's minds, because it's all over the media. It's what people are focusing on, unfortunately. But there's also a lot of negativity around it. So I think people need to find a way to be positive in these times and understand that there is a way out, that there are other options. I think people get so stuck in the day-to-day life that they miss opportunities, and they miss the chance to sort of do more. So I really want to sort of create an action plan and a way to help people understand other ways, not just to make money, but to enjoy life and have a positive outlook on where they can go from whatever situation they're in. I mean, we all go through tough times, but there's a way out, that's why I'm really dedicated to this project and what we can bring. So I think cash flow for a lot of people, and that sort of just money in general for people all around the world at the moment is tight. So for me, it's about sort of finding a way to get people to understand other ways to get out of that, and to use their skills or whatever's around them to do it.
Yeah. Okay. So we're going to look at lack of income, cash flow, and cost of living. And so what we're trying to achieve here is an action plan that's a generic, non-specific action plan that the audience or people that might be struggling with these issues can take a look at and see what they can adapt in their own life to create better outcomes. So let's narrow that down. So obviously today is just a bit of a startup meeting, but we just got to try and come up with a action plan, an intermediate action plan for us to sort of get together and work out to do to achieve this action plan for everyone else, I suppose. Is there any better
Yeah,
words?
correct.
Is there any better words in the management sort of sector that you're familiar with? So an action plan to create the action plan.
Look, well, I guess we just need to break it down and find out when we want to achieve it by, and what the real problem is that we're trying to solve. Obviously, the cash flow, but there's got to be a deeper root to the problem. I don't want to just find a band-aid solution to it, because I find that the world just band-aids everything. I want to find a solution where, yes, the everyday person can use it, but then people can come to us and go, well, how do I further take this action plan? So, I want to try and sit down and work out a day every week that we catch up, so that we're actually figuring out a way for people to move forward. Not have a band-aid solution, something that's actually measurable, controllable, and just like you've got the SMART goals out there all around the world. There's different, make it measurable, timely. We have set a time to it, everything like that. So, we can work through that and get this up and running pretty quickly.
Yeah. Okay. So we might go with that SMART goals that you mentioned there. So we just got to come up with a few SMART goals for ourselves to help create this action plan that people can follow. So being very specific, I suppose, specific goals would be to explore ways to generate more income that people can easily achieve to create more income. Would you think that that's a possible thing, that we can explore different avenues of side hustles or different avenues of income? For example, for me anyway, the first bit of advice I would give people is to ask their current employer for more money. Like, it might sound stupid, but that could.
But I think people are too scared. I think there's a fear. Unfortunately, I think in the employee space, I think there's a lot of fear for a lot of people asking those sort of questions. Maybe there might not be, maybe I might be wrong, but I think some people in the world are quite afraid to ask those questions, or they don't feel like they deserve it, or they don't feel like they'll get it, so they don't ask. But you're right. Wherever you are, and if you're enjoying what you do, you need to make it known that you're worth more money, or that, I know someone who will go and change jobs and find another job if they don't get what they're worth. If you're working your ass off and you're not getting recognized for one, and not getting paid enough for what that role deserves, or getting more load on you, you need to get paid what you're worth. But I think it's also super important of what you're doing. A lot of people are just in a job because they need the money. You and I don't see it that way. I know a lot of people in our networks don't see it that way. A lot of people just get a job and do it because they have to have the money, which, yes, you do need the money, but you also need to enjoy life. You also need to have that freedom in doing what you want to do.
Yep. Okay, so that can be one of our specific things. So generate more money is a subtitle for us, and we're going to come up with some solutions, to do that. Obviously,
absolutely. Yeah.
What's another specific thing that you can think of that we can do to address, or that we can explore to address, the lack of income and cash flow and the cost of living?
Well, if we're specifically looking at cash flow and cost of living, I guess it would be what you're currently spending or what your budgets are. I mean, if you want to really break it down, understanding what you've currently got and what you're spending, and really break that down. I mean, look, I've considered it as an option, instead of shopping at the big 2 or 3 shopping centers. Look at farmers markets. Look at what you're currently spending. Are you spending on unnecessary things because that's the lifestyle you're used to from pre-COVID? And have a look at it. Sometimes we have to change who we are to get to a place of who we want to be. So I think a lot of people hold on to what they used to have pre all the price changes and all the cost of living changes. But it's hard to do that for some, because things have gotten worse.
Okay, so that's a specific thing. So spending habits and budgets is that specific thing that you're going to look at?
Yeah, we need to be able to look at that.
Okay. And I was just thinking, in addition to that, obviously, trying to create better avenues of income could be beneficial in this goal of addressing lack of income and cash flow and cost of living crisis. So
I agree. I think being more efficient.
Creating better avenues in regards to maybe education and seeing what free or cheap, quick fix sort of courses or accreditations or things that people can do to become that little bit more efficient, like you say, or a little bit more employable, or like a little bit more negotiable, or with regards to that. So I
Well,
feel
if you look at
finding little things like that could be beneficial.
Yeah, look, I can definitely do the research and put that into it. I don't have anything coming to the top of my mind now, but we've got to, you look at it like a relationship, for example. A lot of people, increase their gym or whatever to win something over, or they do specific things in that realm. Your job and your money is sort of like that same relationship status. You got to make yourself look more attractive. You got to get to who you want to be and be your best version of yourself. That's my goal in anyone that I talk to, is helping them be their best version, their best selves.
So that could be another one of our core things is inner self. Explore your inner self to be the best you can be, which will
100%.
ultimately contribute to better outcomes in your income and your cost of living because of your mental capacity and your overall self. So
I think from my perspective and my life journey, especially over the last 12 months, I've done that quite heavily. From anyone that doesn't know me, there's been a lot going on, but I've really dug deep into not just personal, but professional, spiritual, financial, physical, mental, everything. I've not gone down or followed trends or whatever, but once you delve deep into who you want to be and where you really want to go, you can't understand that. You can't understand where you're going. We have to slow down and smell the roses. Yes, all those old analogies, but we also have to figure out where we're actually going so that you can actually walk that path. If you don't know where you're going or what you want to do, you can't walk it.
Yep. Okay. No, that's great. So that gives us 4 things that we're going to work on. That's 2 each, I suppose, and we can always add more later if we think about it more as we go. But I feel that gives us a pretty good generic sort of capture of some of the issues that we need to address. So looking at the SMART goals, measurable. So we're looking at catching up weekly, I suppose.
Yep. Catch up weekly.
So by next week we should have some more around that on what we're up to on some of them things. So if you want to do yours, spending habits and your inner self, and I'll do generate more money in education.
Sounds good. I agree with that.
Yeah. So I think that's quite obtainable. Do you agree? That's obtainable and realistic or whatever. And timing next Friday.
I agree.
Yeah. So I feel we've quickly gone through SMART goals, addressing what currently creates the most negative impact in your life. Looking at lack of income and cash flow and cost of living. We've got 4 SMART goals, 2 weeks that we're looking at to try and create an action plan that everyone can follow to try and get better outcomes in their lives. Are you happy with that? Is there anything else you want to add?
Look, I'm happy with that. I've got more things I can add, but I think I'll leave it till next time because I think it's a good starting point. There's a few things. There's a lot of other tools and a lot of other things that I use personally from the experience that I've got that I can help with this. SMART goals is a very basic and an old school way of doing goals. There's other ways that you can do it, and I know a lot of those. But I think this is a good starting point. And once we can get sort of some traction here, let's definitely delve deeper into it and get things moving.
Yeah. So so we'll just try and do some posts and do some things on that throughout the week, and maybe we might get some more feedback from other people, and I might, if anyone else is interested out there, might try and get them involved and having a discussion on certain things. If there's employment agents out there or something like that, or different people might want to get involved, and I can invite them along to the meeting and share their input. Because at the end of the day, it's not about me, it's not about you, it's about trying to create content that's going to create better outcomes for people realistically. No nonsense, just trying to come up with things that everyday people can do to address that massive, like you say, a social problem that's all
huge.
over.
And it's time to sort of impact people's lives, and that's something that what my goal is, what my personal goal every year is. This is why I'm passionate about this project, because I want to impact people's lives on a positive note, not just for money. I care about people on a deeper level than that. So there's got to be ways we can help people that's away from all the news and the white noise and the crap that's around the world. So I'm excited.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's great. Okay, then Sam, we'll leave it like that because as we know in business, a quick meeting is a good meeting, and that's why I didn't want to stuff around just to demonstrate, because we don't want to waste time going around in circles and this and that. So I feel in addition to this, we can sort of help managers or help people that are hosting sort of meetings like this and managing projects that, quick in and out. Don't stuff around. Get to the point. Get what you're going to achieve, and move on with your life, because we don't want to spend our times in the meeting room. So,
I very much agree.
Yeah. Thanks very much, eh?
Thanks, Trevor. Great night. Thanks, mate.